Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Scenes. Thanks very much for joining me again for another video. So I had no videos for ages and now I have 3, I think pretty much back to back. So thank you very much for sticking with me and my very sporadic scheduling. I do really appreciate you all being here in my little tiny corner of the internet. So thank you so much for all the feedback I got on my previous videos. I really do appreciate every like and every comment, so thank you very much. So without further ado, I'll get going. These are my spring plans, so I do have a fair few number of them. If you'll have seen on my chatty video, you'll have seen that I recently replenished the whole of my fabric stash because I don't have a fabric stash. So I need to do some serious fabric shopping and I'm so happy with what I've got. So this will keep me going for a couple of weeks at least, I'm sure. I'll start with what I'm wearing. So this is a very old make. This is the Tilly and the Buttons Stella hoodie from this book. And if I show you the picture here, so this is the hoodie. So I really like this. These are little bookmarks you get when you order from Quilt Yarn Stitch. I really love them. So this is the Stella hoodie and I've made 2. But I made this, I think it was early 2020, and then I got this one that I made maybe late 2019, early 2020. And I do really like them, but I don't really wear them an awful lot, despite I wear casual hoodies quite often. So, and I couldn't really put my finger on it until last week when I was watching Helen from A Stitch Rip Repeat, and I think she mentioned Liz from the Baker That Sews did this too, and basically they took off the bottom of the hoodie and put on a hemband, which is genius. So if I stand up and show you what it looks like currently, this is it, and I'm quite happy with this pattern matching here, but it does come down quite low and is quite roomy here. So, and I'm just not reaching for it as a style. So what she did was crop it up a little bit and put on a hemband, and I think I'm going to try that, and I think I'll get an awful lot more wear out of it. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with the pocket, whether if I take off the pocket it'll leave a mark, or whether I can just put on the band straight below the pocket or what, but watch this space. And this is the other one that I got made up as well, in this lovely green. I think it's a Cozy Colours green. And I do really like them. I think both of these fabrics are from Maeve, whose shop closed down a number of years ago, but I really like them and I'd love to make them more wearable. So you can see I've got the pocket here and I've got it lined in grey, so hopefully they're going to be a little make that I can get done during spring to get a little bit more life out of these hoodies, because I do really like them. So thank you ladies for that fabulous idea. So next up, one of the things I'd like to get done is to do with Sew Frugal. So I took part in Sew Frugal last year and had such a lovely time doing it. I was part of the vlogger tour and I had a few little things knocking around my stash and a few lovely free patterns that I wanted to try. So I'll leave all the details below on what Sew Frugal is, hosted by Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl and Sam from Frugalissima. Basically, take fabric from your stash and pick a free pattern and combine the two of them and put your entries into Sew Frugal 23. But as you know, I don't have a stash. I literally have one thing in my stash that I think has been there maybe a year, I think just a little over a year. And I think I now have an idea for it, and this Sew Frugal is just the little kick that I need to get it out of my stash. So it's this beautiful little animal woodland fabric that I got, I think from Carlo Fabrics, and it's really cute, and I think I only bought half a metre, and with plans of making something for my younger boy. So he's now just turned 2 and I'm not quite sure, does he still fit into the kind of the woodlandy creatures? Is he getting too big for it, that kind of thing? But I'll see how I get on. So if not, I have a little tiny baby nephew, so he might be getting something instead. But it's really cute fabric. It's a cotton jersey, it's lovely quality, and I think I would like to make the little romper. So, and this is a pattern that I got recently. It's from Peekaboo Patterns and it's a little tiny jersey romper. So you can do it in the short length and then it also comes in the long length as well. And this comes free when you sign up to their newsletter. So I really like Peekaboo Patterns. I made their costume for my older boy for Halloween. I made him the coolest dinosaur costume that he also wore recently for World Book Day, which was a win. And this is where I found this. So they have a load of free patterns if you sign up to the newsletter, and they also have great patterns as well, so I'd encourage you to check out their website. But I think I can make this little romper. So if I want to make it for my little boy, I might have to add a bit of length or do something clever, or put a little seam or something. So I'll see how I get on, but I think this would be a really cute make, and it's just such adorable fabric. It's just lovely. So that could possibly be an entry into Sew Frugal. Next on my list is this beautiful totally seasonally appropriate fabric that I got from Ecobee, and it's beautiful little pastel bunnies and chicks and butterflies and leaves and flowers, and it's just adorable, and it would make a beautiful little Easter jumpers for my little boys. So, oh, I think I'm going to sneeze, apologies. So for this, I'm going to try out a new to me pattern that I saw in the Crafty Studio, because Anne-Marie makes a lot for her little boy and girl. So this is it. It is the Adventure Raglan from Waves and Wild, and it comes in 3 styles. So you can make a single opening collar with a lovely shawl collar here. You can do double openings, or you can do just a crew neck, and I think I'll just do the crew neck. I do really like raglan jumpers, and I haven't made myself a Linden sweatshirt in a long time actually. I must revisit that pattern. I used to really like it, but I think this would be very, very cute. I'm going to do the contrast band with this lovely baby blue fabric, also from Ecobee, so I think those match perfectly together. So I just got did I get half a metre of this? Yeah, I think I did. And I think when the boys were smaller, I think I used to be able to get a jumper out of them with half a metre, so I'll have to see how I go lengthwise. I think they're getting a bit big now, but I think this should be okay, because I think a raglan bodice takes an awful lot less fabric than a set-in sleeve would. So I just love this. I think it's really, really cute, and I can't wait to make them a little Easter jumper. And I think if that Adventure Raglan jumper works out, I think I'll be making it all the time for them. I think you could even make a little t-shirt and all kinds of stuff. I think it would be really, really versatile. So that's another little make. Then next up is more from Ecobee, and it is this lovely dinosaur cotton jersey with dinosaur fossils and all kinds of bits and pieces. So this is going to be just a little jumper for my older boy, and I'll use the it's a pajama pattern, but I love using it, and it's just it's by Made By Me Patterns, and here it is. I just make this. It's just a perfect crew neck sweatshirt. It's absolutely perfect. So I think I'll make him this, and I think it'd be very, very cute. Again, I'll do the I've put it on the floor. I shouldn't have done that. Use this blue as a bit of a contrast, maybe for the cuffing and stuff. I think would look very, very cute. So that's going to be another little spring make. I think those kind of pastel colours are really, really pretty. Matches the walls. Next up is my one, and I got an awful lot of feedback on this on my previous video. I really like it, again from Ecobee, and this is, I think it's called a Love Sewing jersey, and you can see why, and I think it is just marvellous. So for this, I'm going to try out a new to me pattern that I bought recently in my Love Notions buying frenzy. And thank you to everybody who mentioned that Love Notions do a special Fiver Friday. I'm totally going to be involved in that. That sounds wonderful. So thank you for that. So this is a Sloan sweatshirt, and I think I'm going to make this version with the hemband, and I think I'm also going to do the little yoke at the back. I think that would look really nice. So I'm going to do the yoke again in this baby blue fabric, because again, I think these look really well together. So out of this baby blue, I think it contrasts really, really well with those 3 fabrics. And the cotton jerseys from Ecobee are great. They're about 170 wide. So if you get a metre, you get a load out of it. It's really, really good value. So definitely check them out. And Elby has them in a ton of beautiful colours. So definitely check them out. I'll link them below. So that's another little one. So the last fabric that I'm using from Ecobee is this beautiful bottle green fabric. And it's a brushed back French terry. Excuse me, I did have to sneeze, so I stopped the video. So this is the brushback French terry. That's the back of it. It's absolutely beautiful, and then the front of it is this beautiful bottle green colour. I just love this colour. It's actually my favourite colour. And then I got the matching ribbing. So for this, I'm really looking forward to make the Whistler sweater. And you'll have seen this again on my previous video, so I think I'm going to make this version. I think because the sweatshirt is quite heavy, I'm not going to do the gathers here. I'm just going to do the plain one, but this beautiful shawl collar and little buttons, I think it'd look very, very nice. So on the finished garment measurements, it gives you the measurements, I think, for the bicep and the hip and the bust. I think it doesn't give the length, so I'll have to play around to see how long this comes, because on some of the pictures it seems to come up quite long on people. So going to see if I need to alter it. It might be tricky with this little pocket, but hopefully it'll be okay. So I'm very much looking forward to getting this done. And we have a certain national holiday coming up, so a nice green jumper could be appropriate for that. So fingers crossed. That's only in a few days, so we'll see how we go. So after I've filmed this video, I need to get pre-washing all of these. So the problem with not having a stash is that then when you replenish your stash, you have so much pre-washing to do. And I was watching Agatha from In Agatha's Cottage the other day, and she got a new washing machine. And we got a new washing machine recently when we got our kitchen redone. So I was without a washing machine for a while. And it wasn't even the fact that like I couldn't do the family washing. It was because I couldn't do pre-washing of fabric. That's what upset me. Anyway, yes. Yeah, life gets terribly interesting. As you get older, you're worried about your washing machine. But anyway, right, so that is my little haul from Ecobee, and I'm so happy with all the fabric. I think it's absolutely beautiful and I can't wait to get started on it. So next up, and probably the most important spring plan that I have, is my Frocktails dress. So Frocktails is on the 31st of March in Dublin City Centre. I'll link all the details below. If you have a look at the Dublin Frocktails Instagram page, you'll find all the details there. It's basically an evening of sewists, be you professional, amateur, absolute beginners, it doesn't matter, to come together. If you want to wear something me-made, that's great, but there's no obligation to come together and just have a lovely evening chatting with sewing people and just whiling the evening away with a few drinks and maybe a couple of canapes, maybe a little bit of dancing and some other extra bits of fun that we're going to throw in, and it's just going to be a most wonderful evening. So if you are local to Dublin or even not so local to Dublin, there's a couple of tickets left which I'll link below on the Crafty Studio website, and we would love to see you there. It's going to be great fun. If you don't know anybody, that's perfectly okay. Leave your name below and come talk to me on the evening. You're more than welcome. So don't be in any way put off that you don't know anybody. Maybe you just know people from Instagram. Maybe you've never met any other sewists in your whole entire life. It doesn't matter. Come along. It's a wonderful, wonderful community, I promise, and it's going to be a great evening. So if you do have any questions, please leave a comment for me below or send me a message on Instagram. I'd be happy to help. So I really have to get a wiggle on with my dress. So I gave a little sneak peek of it in one of my last videos, and I'm wondering how many of you got it right. And the pattern I'm doing actually is from this book again. And I have another lovely bookmark from Quilter and Stitch, this one again, which is lovely. And basically I'm recreating this. This is a Joni dress and I think it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's been in my mind for a while, but this is the opportunity now to do it, and I'm doing it in also a stretch velvet. So I put the book down, and here is the beautiful fabric, so I can't wait to get this going. So yeah, it is just beautiful. So this again is from the Crafty Studio, and it is just lovely. Look at that. So again, I need to get this in the washing machine. So I've made 2 toiles, and I know now what I want to do for my 3rd toile, so I'm hopefully going to get the fit spot on now this time. And then I'm going to cut into this, which really, really terrifies me, but it'll be fine. So can't wait to get this going. So I also have, to go along with this, I got from Amory as well, this jersey binding, which I think matches pretty well. I think this goes into the neckline because I didn't want to use the velvet as the binding. That would be, yeah, a step too far, I think. So this I think will work really, really well. What I also have is this, which is kind of stabilizing tape that I got in my advent calendar, I think 2 years ago now, from Beyond the Pink Door. So I think this is going to help an awful lot with this fabric. And then also in my Beyond the Pink Door advent calendar for the Christmas just gone, I got this clear elastic, which I think the pattern also calls for. So it's great that I have all these bits and bobs now to help me make up this dress, hopefully as well as I can. As part of a recent haberdashery little purchase from Quilter and Stitch, I got some little bits and pieces of thread and stuff to help. So I got this moon thread. I'd never had moon thread before, but I'm really, really enjoying making it. So this is coming in handy because I'm also making a bag for Frocktails. And the bag is from Incomplete Stitches, the lovely Sarah. And for Belfast Frocktails last year, I made an Incomplete Stitches bag as well, and I love it, so I'm doing that again. This time I'm doing the Sunrise. So, and I'm doing the version with the fold over, basically this version without this bit, and to match my dress, which I'm very, very excited about. So from Quilter and Stitch again, I was able to get all the hardware. So I have this little snaps. I totally just sneezed again, good grief. Right, these little magnetic snaps for the bag, which are very, very cool. And then I also got some nice matching thread again, along with the moon thread. So I don't know who Fred is. So that was very handy as well. And my bag is going to be these fabulous ones that I showed before as well. They're glitter cotton jersey from Crafty Studio, and they are just fabulous. The bag does not call for stretch glitter jersey. Can I just make that point very, very clear? It's meant for more stable fabric, shall we say, but I have used so much interfacing on this that I think it's basically now a woven fabric. So I am almost there. Here we go. It's looking good, isn't it? Yeah, I won't do that too much. And now my battery is running out. Oh my goodness me. So, right, I'm back after charging my phone. So if anybody's interested, I film all these vlogs just on my phone and then I transfer it to my Mac, which is sitting right here. And then I do all my editing on iMovie and then I upload it to YouTube. That's basically how things work. So my phone, yes, the battery is not the Mae West these days. Anyway, moving on, I'll move on to my Crafty Studio fabric for my spring plans. And before I get started, a few other things that I picked up in Crafty Studio when I was there a few weeks ago were basting glue, and it's by So Easy, and I've started using it. I was using it on my Frocktails bag to baste in the zip and stuff, and it's really, really handy. So I've not used it before. It's basically just kind of like Pritt stick, sticky stuff that you can just stick on, especially for zips instead of using pins, and it holds it in place until you sew it in. So it's really, really cool. I'm enjoying using this. And the other thing I got was the cutest little needle minder. So I've seen a load of these needle minders and I've always been coveting them. And I found them up with Amory, and this one is a little thimble and little rainbow and star, and it's very, very cute, and you can attach your little pins to it. So as somebody who does a lot of stitching and sewing on the couch and with small children, losing your needle is really not an option. So I'm glad to have those little bits and bobs as well. So moving on to the fabric. Next up I have this beautiful modal jersey. It's navy and it's got little pink splodges and bits and pieces, which is lovely. So for this, I'm going to use one of my new patterns, the Lotus Blossom blouse from Love Notions. I'm not going to do the lace insert at the back. I'm just going to do a plain back even, and I'm going to do the crossover front, excuse me, which I think will look very nice in this very, very drapey fabric. So I'm looking forward to getting that going. And in my Quilt Yarn Stitch haul recently as well, I picked up this. So I am jumping onto the Maraflex thread train, and so I'd seen a lot of people do this, and it does actually stretch. Can you see that? So it does stretch, which is pretty cool. So it's basically exactly the same as normal Gushman thread, the same thickness, width, everything, except that it has a little tiny bit of stretch to it. So you put this, your top thread, and then you also put it into your bobbin, and it means you can do a straight stitch on stretch fabric as opposed to doing a zigzag or a twin needle that I usually do, which comes with its own warning. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go on this fabric. So yeah, watch this space. But I think this would be a really, really pretty Lotus Blossom blouse. The next up is going to be pyjamas for my little boys, and I think I'd shown you that earlier. So in this beautiful shark, and actually it's only when I looked at it closer, it also has lightning bolts in it. So can you see that just in the background, which is very, very cool. So they're going to get matching pyjamas, which is very, very cute. I'm going to do this matchy thing for as long as I possibly can, and even when they match with me, that's even better. But yes, so they're going to be lovely pyjamas for them. And I'm wondering actually if I had some of this left over, that could be quite good for the bottom band on this, couldn't it? Right. Almost coming to the end of this very haphazard vlog. I apologise. Thank you for sticking with me so far. Next up is this beautiful navy rib knit fabric, which is just lovely, lovely stretch to it. And this is going to be another Marlowe cardigan, fresh off the success of my grey Marlowe cardigan from a few weeks ago. I'm wearing that so often. I think a navy one would look really, really nice. I think actually it would match the Lotus Blossom blouse really nicely too. And this is the Marlowe, so you can do a cropped version or a long line version. I do the cropped and I just add an inch to the length. And I size down to a size 4 in this because it's quite oversized, but I'm loving my other Marlowe cardigan. So I'm looking forward to getting another one in my wardrobe. Yes, very, very nice. And then I also bought that beautiful fabric in grey as a little present for my long-suffering husband, the sainted Mr. French Seams. So he has a grey jumper that he's had for ages and it's getting a little bit tatty and there's a hole in the sleeve and yeah, it's just not looking the greatest. So when I saw this, I think this would be a really nice way to kind of recreate that for him. So for that, I got the Jackson pullover, and because it's a unisex pattern, so I'm just going to make him the straight probably the longer pullover there, view D. So it's just a crew neck, slightly drop sleeve sweatshirt. So I'm really hoping he likes it. I'm hoping as well, oops, I can use this just as the self cuffing and stuff. So because I don't really have much, I don't have any matching grey ribbing, but I'll see how I get on with this one, but hopefully he will like it. I've made him a few things. I make him Christmas pyjamas, obviously. So that's the men's Metro tee. I've made him the Waves and Wild hot coffee hoodie, which he really, really likes. So I could use that as a kind of basis for size because this is going to be a little surprise. So yes. Now, and last, that's such an Irish thing, isn't it? Now, last but by no means least is this beautiful mini cable knit jersey fabric that I got from craftystudioie again, and it's in colour Old Green, which I think is a beautiful kind of lighty kind of sagey green maybe. I think it's lovely. And for this it's going to be my beloved Kilo. So the Kilo wrap dress, I'm going to make the knee length version with long sleeves. So it also comes as a nice jumpsuit as well, and you can make this in woven and stretch, so it's a pretty versatile pattern. That's from Named Passions, I should say. And this is going to be a Kilo, which I think will be really, really nice. So suitable for work and suitable for weekends and stuff like that. So I think that'd be really, really nice. So that is the end of my spring plans. So I now have a pile of washing to do. I need to get a serious crack onto my Frocktails bag, my Frocktails dress, and my let's call it my Patrick's Day jumper. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you very, very much for joining me on this whirlwind of a vlog. I really, really do appreciate it. If you have any questions or want to ask anything about these fabrics, please let me know in the comments below. I love having the chats with you, and I do get back to everybody who leaves a comment because I really appreciate you watching and commenting. If you have any questions for Frocktails, please leave a note down below as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I would love to have more of you along on my adventures. But I'll leave it there for now, and who knows when I'll be back and with what? The time will tell. Anyway, thank you very, very much everyone, and I hope you're all well, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.